Hamilton stunned the sporting world on the eve of the 2024 season by confirming it would be his last with Mercedes as he signed a multi-year deal to join the iconic Italian squad. Wolff admitted at the time that he had been blindsided by the move, which will bring to an end the most successful driver-team partnership in the sport's history, but says concerns over Hamilton's shelf life meant the prospect of having to force the Briton out of the team was already on his mind. With just 3 races remaining of Hamilton's 12th and final season with the team, Wolff's comments have been reported in Mercedes' new all-access book, Inside Mercedes F1: Life in the Fast Lane, which followed the team through their turbulent 2023 campaign and the start of 2024. "I absolutely had it on my radar that Lewis would go," Wolff told the book's author Matt Wyman. "I just couldn't understand why he'd changed to another team before we knew if we were going to be competitive. It also didn't give me any time to react. I had to emergency call our partners, and I possibly missed out on negotiating with other drivers who had signed contracts a few weeks earlier like Charles Leclerc and Lando Norris. But I like the situation. It helps us because it avoids the moment where we need to tell the sport's most iconic driver that we want to stop." Hamilton's decision caught many by surprise, given it came just 5 months after he had signed what was publicized as a 2-year contract extension with Mercedes, which was later revealed to have had a break clause following the first year. Wolff said the fact there was a break clause open to both driver and team shows Mercedes were already open to the idea of Hamilton's exit coming sooner rather than later. "There's a reason why we only signed a 1+1 year contract," Wolff added. "We're in a sport where cognitive sharpness is extremely important, and I believe everyone has a shelf life." Wolff initially made a public and persistent pursuit of Red Bull's soon-to-be-crowned 4-time world champion Max Verstappen, but eventually settled for replacing Hamilton with Italian teenager Andrea Kimi Antonelli. The Austrian compared the task of replacing Hamilton to those Premier League greats Sir Alex Ferguson and Pep Guardiola have faced when regenerating their title-winning squads. "I need to look at the next generation," Wolff said. "It's the same in football. Managers like Sir Alex Ferguson or Pep Guardiola. They anticipated it in the performance of their top stars and brought in junior players that drove the team for the next years." The release of the book comes just days after Mercedes insisted they fully expect Hamilton to see out his final 3 races with the team, after cryptic radio messages following the Sao Paulo Grand Prix led to speculation over a possible early exit. Hamilton has struggled with his form since the sport's summer break, failing to claim a podium in the last 7 rounds after a run of 2 wins in 3 races in July. Hamilton told Wolff during a visit to his house at the end of January that he would be activating an exit clause in his Mercedes contract and joining Ferrari for the 2025 season. But while Hamilton's announcement was the first official confirmation that Wolff had of his driver's departure, he has now spoken at length about how he had been alerted to the prospect for a little while. Speaking to the High Performance podcast, Wolff said that an initial call from Sainz Sr., father of the Ferrari driver Carlos that Hamilton is replacing, had been where he first got word that something was in the offing. With his suspicion about the intention of Hamilton's visit to his house, Wolff also revealed that he threw a curveball into their chat by first telling the 7-time champion about Mercedes having signed former Ferrari chief designer Simone Resta. When news of Hamilton's Ferrari decision was made public, it became one of the biggest shock news events of recent F1 history, Wolff added. "When Lewis arrived in the house, like he did so many years before, we had a bit of a small talk like we always do about the Christmas holidays and all of that. Then I said, well, we're recruiting from Ferrari now, we got this guy." And Lewis was, "Ooh, there's something I need to tell you." And yeah, when he said that initial moment was a little bit of, So this is really happening? It's just a new situation. It has risks and opportunities. Risks in the sense of, how do I inform the sponsors as quickly as possible, because it was leaking? And on the other side, what are we doing about next year? Toto Wolff has spoken of his relief that Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari spared him an awkward conversation about the 7-time champion's retirement. The Mercedes team principal said that he had been contemplating the shelf life of 39-year-old Hamilton and the prospect, at some point in the future, of having to tell him that his contract would not be renewed. That includes Hamilton's bombshell announcement that he would be leaving Mercedes at the end of this year and joining Ferrari for 2025 and beyond. But while the departure of the team's talisman was seen by many as a grave loss, Wolff saw an upside. What do you think about Wolff liked Hamilton's Ferrari F1 move? Like and comments below.